You want to go on to the last question though,
Yep.
while we're waiting on some questions to come through?
And this is one that we get a lot, and we don't get it posted in the group. We get this with people that are private messaging us and things like that.
It goes down in the DM, y'all.
Most people are, and we get a lot of very detailed stuff and everything. And please don't get offended if we ask you to post that up in the group. It's not to call you out or anything, but chances are we've got almost 1,000 people in the group now. Chances are you're not the only one with that question, okay? You're just the only one that's actually taken the time to actually ask it. So post that up so everybody can benefit from it and things like that, okay? The other thing is it needs to be as detailed as it can be, and that kind of gets to what I get here. We get a lot of questions from people that say, how do I get started? And I'm just going to tell you, my reaction back to you is get started with what? And sometimes I don't get a response. But here's the thing, guys. I'm going to tell you like I tell my 10 and 12-year-old kids sometimes, okay?
We found out yesterday he's a strict dad.
Yeah, we were told that I was a strict dad. Okay, so okay, and maybe that's the case, but we're not in the business of babysitting. Okay, I guess you would say we are because we have programs that actually do that, but not all the time, and definitely not for free, right? But here's the thing, okay, your questions have to be detailed, or we at least have to know that you put some thought process in it. Where do I get started? And not telling me anything is not going to help, okay?
Here's a good example. Where do I get started on your website? Where do I get started in this group? How do I get started buying my first house? How do I get started buying my personal house? How do I get started finding sellers? How do I get started with a marketing campaign? All of those are really good, but how do I get started? How do I get started with what? What's your goal? What are you wanting to do? I can help you create a path, but I need to know where we're going, because where I think we need to go might be totally different than where you think we need to go. Yep. Not that we have communication issues anytime, but sometimes we need to clarify what we're trying to say.
And I usually break it down to this thing, right?
Hey, Jay, what was your question? I don't know if we answered it or not. We've gone through 5 questions so far. Put your question here. We'll make sure we get to it.
If we're talking about buying and selling houses here to make money, there's really, we got 3 steps, right? We got to buy them. Well,
no,
first of all, we got to find them. We got to find them. We got to buy them, and then we got to sell them. Okay. So, I mean, at least give me that. At least, to say, hey, I have, I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with finding properties. Now, what I'm going to come back to you with is, what have you already tried? And if you tell me nothing, I'm probably going to say,
there's a free cheat sheet.
Yeah, you need to try something. I mean, I honestly had one person that kept almost to the point of down on their knees begging, and I had to be a little bit candid. I said, what you're wanting is you're wanting the Publishers Clearinghouse band to show up at your house and somebody film it. You're wanting me to come into your living room and take you by the hand and open your mouth and shove all this stuff down your throat so that you don't have to do anything.
We can do that, but that's by application only.
And, we love to help people, okay? But if you're in that mindset, it really and truly, and I want you to pay attention here, guys, if you are in that mindset where you think that this is easy and you don't have to put any effort in and you don't have to do anything or whatever, you haven't been paying attention in life. Or either that or you've been very fortunate, because good things don't come to you without you investing in yourself and you setting goals and you going out and achieving against those goals. That just doesn't happen. And if it's happened for you, I'm glad that has. And if you could teach you how to happen to me, I'd love to do it, right? Wouldn't you? But you have to put in the effort. And so when you ask these questions and stuff, you have to be able to give us some detail. You got to let us know exactly where you're stuck, because we're going to want to answer a very pointed question. And I know that, when you do get started, there's a lot. But even if you come back and you say, you know what, where I'm getting stuck is I was looking at this post in the group from this particular day and it just didn't make sense. Okay, that shows me that you've put some effort in. You've actually taken the time to read it and you've come back and said, hey, I was up with you until this point, but I don't understand right now. That I can accept. That I'm willing to help. But I'm in other groups and forums for things that that I'm interested in. Some real estate, some not real estate, and this is a common trend. I mean, it's a common trend for people that are out there and they want somebody to just give them all the information they need and not do any of the work. And that's just, I don't treat myself that way. I don't treat my wife that way. I don't treat my kids that way. So I'm surely not going to do that, for people that are, connected just through Facebook. I mean, I'm just not. And I don't think Whitney's going to do that either. You have to want it and you have to be built. You have to be willing to work for it. It's funny. I was reading a book and I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about their product and they were saying that they had invited family members to their high ticket events, right? And this is somebody that has like an inner circle group, that I think they charge about $25,000 to be in this group, and you're in it for like 6 months, and blah, blah, blah. But they were saying, they said, I have invited family members to go on this 6-month journey. And I've had them where they showed up for the initial kickoff. And I've even had a few that have kind of stayed through a portion of it, but not one of those people have ever taken action and succeeded. And it's because they don't have any skin in the game. They were sitting next to people that had paid $25,000 to be there. Okay, that's going to force somebody to take action. If you've made that investment, by golly, you are going to take action. Okay. So you either have to take action through financial to cause the pain, or you got to take effort to cause the pain. And most of the time you got to take both, right? But it's not going to come for free. You're either going to have to put in the money and the time, or you're going to have to put in a lot more time. And so, make that determination on your own. I can't make it for you. I can't tell you that you got to do it. But if you're going to do it, take the time to take the action and to take determined action, right? Determined action. So I'm off my soapbox there, but just, we're here to help. We're here to answer any questions. But please, 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 please don't just send something to say, I don't know what to do.
Tell us you don't know what to do about what.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing is when he talks about effort, this is a stack of yellow letters that I did last week, okay? Return address, stamped, address, stuffed. This is the list that corresponds to this. So we're not asking you to do any work that we're not doing, all right? We're dropping yellow letters. We do bandit signs. We do Craigslist. We do Facebook. We do all those things. And I also want to remind you that we're not asking you to dig a ditch. I'm asking you to mail some letters. All right? You can do that. And when you mail those letters and the calls start coming back in and you are forced to take action because you got people calling you wanting to know what you'll give them for their house, it's an amazing feeling, but it's also amazing to see like, holy crap, this is working. Let's go do this.